because it's basically been Christmas in January for track and field fans, just in terms of anticipation. Because we had the thing Mo in the mile news that we discussed on Wednesday, and we'll get to the rest of Melrose in a second, and specifically that women's mile. But then we get the news about Elaine Thompson-Herah going for the 60-meter world record in February in Birmingham. And I am so excited to see this, Gordon, because listen, it's been a while since there's been a serious attempt at this record. And it's always surprised me a bit because the women's sprint records, as we know, are incredibly difficult. But the 6:32 has been hanging there for a while. And Shelly Ann Fraser Price has run sub 7, and Muriel Ahore has run sub 7, and Elaine Thompson-Herah has run sub 7. But this seemed to be the most attainable of that group. Now, that was before Elaine Thompson-Herah had the season that she did in 2021. But I'm just excited to see her go for it. I mean, she ran 10:54 and 21:53 last year. Those are obviously much quicker than the time she ran in 2016, which was the season before she ran her PB indoors in the 60. We can see, looking back with the benefit of all these advanced stats, that she went through 60 meters at the Olympics faster than the record of 6:92. So I think she's going to get it. I think she's going to put this record in the 6:8s when all is said and done. I hope she takes more than one crack at it because the 60, there's a big margin for error. I think it may not come on that first time, but I think if she really focuses on it, gives it two good efforts this year, this thing is gone. And I'm very excited that she's pursuing it and letting us know that she's pursuing it.
You think you okay? You kind of got me there. We said I think she's going to get it. Like that means you don't think she's going to get it in the first attempt, though, right?
I think by the time the season's over, she will have
She
the
get
60-meter
okay.
world record. Yes. Now look,
Well,
because you look at those splits, right? 60 to 100, but you also need to take into account that that 100 was a perfect race for her. At least it looked from my perspective. That track was incredibly fast. So you can't always count on those exact same things being in play when she runs just a regular 60. But I think she's going to go 6'8" by the end of the season. All I needed to know was that her and Fraser Price, one of those two, were going to take the 60 serious this year. And I was going to say the record was gone. And the fact that World Athletics puts out the tweet about her targeting it, that's all I need to know. I'm going to bet on the 10.5 woman to break this world record.
yeah, she's going to run it live on FloTrack in Birmingham, the World Indoor Tour on February 19th. It's going to be very exciting now to watch this one go down. And this is this is the Melrose of the this is the European Melrose, you can
Mhm.
call it, right?
Yeah.
Birmingham Grand Prix. It's a European Melrose. Uh, but I'm excited for it. It'll be interesting to see who else is in that field to push her. Um, will Shelly Ann also make an appearance in that race? Maybe another
Mhm.
like Shrika Jackson, another top 100-meter runner. I don't know if this is just going to be the Elaine Thompson-Herah show. We'll find
Mhm.
out as we get closer to February 19th. But we know we're getting some great races here on Millrose, and it's reassuring to know that this isn't going to just be a one meet season of interest throughout
Yeah.
the next 2 months. That there's going to be other meets out there that are also going to bring in some star power.
You said before indoors about records, but when you get to the serious distances, the distances that are competed regularly throughout the indoor season, some of those marks are pretty hard to get. You know, you can pick a 600 here and 1,000 there and cobble together some American records or some world records, but the 60, that one stood since 1993. And Arina Privalova is all over the top of that list. Now, all due respect to her, Elaine Thompson-Herah has had a much better career and obviously much better 100-meter times than Privalova. So I just think it's a matter of time of her doing it. So we're going to have a honest attempt at the record, which is going to be so much fun. I like the way the tweet was worded too, Gordon, because usually you hear this with respect to distance races. She's attacking the world record because you got to get the pacers in place and you got to make sure the weather is right. But it's a 60. she could be doing this by herself as long as there's automatic timing set up. And I think she could attack the world record anywhere in the world. She doesn't need necessarily all the pieces in place that you would for the 5 or the 10. She's that good. And again, the fact that she ran sub 6'9" in the Olympics in that split leads me to believe that she can do this. And you compare her PB going into this, that was that 2017 season, as I mentioned, right after 16 when she was a 10.7 runner. Now she's a 10.5 mid runner. I think she's a lot better. And she's going to get it. I think she's going to get it done.
Do you think she's going to run a full season and run all the way through Serbia or
That's a
Belgrade?
good.
Excuse me, it's
That's a
not
good
Serbia.
question. I mean,
Belgrade.
she ran it in 18. We forget about that. So I think it's a possibility. I think maybe she just is trying to get a record, and then once she does that, she'll be content and shut it down. But like, pull up Christian Coleman's 60-meter marks. Like once he got going with that, he just kept, low 6'4", low 6'4", low 6'4", and then he goes and drops the 6'3". I think we could see something similar with Thompson-Herah, where if she does stick with it, she ends up completely owning this mark. I mean, look at this. Let's throw this graphic up here. I mean, by the time he got done, he lowered it by 0.05, which is a pretty good chunk of time there off of the mark. So I think we could see something similar to this, where Maurice Green in this situation is the Privalova, and then Coleman and Thompson-Herah are lined up here too. Because listen, it's ripe for the taking. It's ripe for the taking. That record's been there long enough. Thompson-Herah is that good. And I think Fraser Price is that good too. Because you brought her up. Hey, is she going to be in this race? Maybe she's not, but maybe she's going to decide to run it in another meet. Because I think with her start, obviously, if you pull up those splits again, can we go back to that World Athletics tweet? What was Fraser Price through 60? I think she was ahead. If you scroll down there, we got the splits right underneath this tweet. Yeah, maximize, enhance, enhance, enhance. So Elaine Thompson-Herah was 687 through 60. Fraser Price was 686. Fraser Price was actually leading through 60. Remember, it was Thompson-Herah's back half that was so impressive in that race. That's no surprise. Shelly Fraser Price is a great starter. So I think both of these women could break it, but Thompson-Herah is the one who stated her attention. So I'm gonna call it right now. This world record's going down, Gordon.
What was? Do you think? It would be great if we could get a 40-yard split uh, in this situation.
Gordon calling for the 40-yard split. It'd be quick. Well, there's 40 meters right there. Is that 40 meters? 40. Oh no, that's 30 meters. 407 for Thompson-Herah, Fraser Price 4.05. I love that we have all this data, by the way. I love that these splits exist. It's so much fun to go back and dissect it all. Um, yeah. And I mean, that was when she ran 10.6, right? That's not even when she ran the 10.54. I don't know if those pre-classic splits exist, but we could maybe knock another hundredth off on that one. If someone has those splits, let us know. But this is from the Olympic final, and both women ran faster. Like Fraser Price, that's a 10.7.4. She's run 10.6. Maybe the 60 was the same, and the difference was slowing down in the final 40 meters. But yeah, very excited to see this. Was super surprised to see it as well, even though I've wanted it to happen for so long. But to actually see it posted of, hey, world record, the attempt is on. Christmas in January, Gordon. This is great. This is as good as indoors gets for track and field fans in the current era.
If Elaine Thompson-Herah were to run 687, that's basically a 4:19 40-meter pace time, 40-yard pace time, 4:19. It's a 4:140. It's very good. She could
She's
make the
fast.
maybe the Kansas. She might be able to make the Kansas City's punt return team. Watch out, Tyreek Hill.
Well,
Watch
she's got
out.
a lot of gold medals. Now, she doesn't have 30 gold medals, which is Tyreek Hill's equivalent. Looking at 60 potentially. They get 2 more wins here for the Chiefs. All right. You want to go into Milrose now?